Stream. And we are live today, and we have an awesome guest this evening. This is Collecting with Derrz Adam Derr right here in front of us. And we invited him onto the show this week because he has a great YouTube channel. In fact, guys, please go sub up Collecting with Derrz YouTube channel. Follow him on Instagram. But Adam, I'll ask you at the end of the show to give us all your social information.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Honored to be here, bro.
Well, glad to have you here. So we will get ready. So, Adam, do you want to be called Derrz or Adam?
You can call me Derrz, Adam. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, man, either one's fine.
All right, well, we'll call you Derrz because it is
cool. Yes, sir.
But you want to tell people about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Like I said, my name's Adam. My real name's Adam Derr. I'm Celtic. That's where the Collecting with Derrz comes from. My nickname's always been Derrz my whole life. So I have a YouTube channel, Collecting with Derrz. I like to preach positivity, all that stuff. I'm a big Spawn head. I show off my hauls, not really mystery boxes, but like community unboxes. I have a bunch of comics I still need to show off, and I have my weekly lives every Sunday at 6. So I appreciate you guys.
Sunday at 6. It's actually a really good show. You get some great people on there. Today you had an awesome show. You had Evil's Comics on there.
Yep.
And
C Bizzle and Kyle, Wheelchair Superhero. Appreciate you guys hanging out.
Just great people, man.
Yes, sir.
So we're here. We're going to be talking about Spawn. But before we do, let me hit this chat and acknowledge the great people out there. Seth, he's saying preach it. All right. Seth's our resident preacher.
Always.
Seth is such a good dude. Gary B. Speaking of, I've lucked out. I've had a lot of really great friendships that I've got through YouTube here. And here is Joe from Anachronic Comics. And he's saying hi. And I know who he's saying hi to. Dr. Van Hoot. Okay.
He just won big winner from my giveaway. Won the eBay card.
I saw that.
Yes, sir.
We have DJ Lynx, another great YouTube channel. Super good dude. And who else is in here? Gary B. Derrz right here. Joe's calling up.
Yeah.
I know I saw the great Tina. Here is Steve White.
What is up?
Jim, how you doing, buddy? And here she is. Tina, the original OG, which I guess that's what an OG is. I don't really need to say the original OG, but you are definitely the coolest OG, Tina. Gary, you're not a Spawn fan, are you?
He doesn't like any symbiotes. He doesn't like Spawn. He doesn't like Venom. He doesn't like any of that type of stuff. So
we're gonna have to kick him out of the show.
Still a great guy, though.
I don't know. I just rage unsubbed him. Okay, he's done. Done. But he looks so young. Okay, I keep getting older every day. At least that's what they tell me. Hey, Jackson Roykirk, another great YouTuber. And Shadow, how are you doing? I cannot keep up with this chat right here.
Oh, it jumps, dude. It jumps.
It is. I mean, I got tens and tens of viewers every week, and I love every single one of them.
Always.
But I gave away all my Spawn books, okay? All one of them.
Oh, man.
Spawn is a good series. Now, where are we at here, okay? I'm going to talk about Spawn, okay? I'm going to ask you, do you know what year Todd McFarlane started Spawn?
1992.
That's a great year.
Yes, sir. I was born in 1990.
I was in 10th grade, 11th grade, somewhere in there. Yep.
I was learning how to walk. So,
Hi, Doug Bratton. Great to see you. But learning how to walk, yeah, that's about right. But what makes Spawn such a cool comic book is it broke the record 2 or 3 years ago. Forgive me, time flies when you get old, but
always.
it broke the record for the longest running independent comic book series. And I think it was the 301st issue that came out. And
he had all those covers and he was doing the covers where it had all the comic shops on the back and everything like that.
It was hard to track those covers down. I did not get all of them.
There's tons.
I have a ton of them back here. But now we're going to do a lot of show and tell, guys, because Adam's got a lot of cool stuff. And, well, I have a couple Spawn things, okay?
Can't wait to see what you got, man.
Well, it's not that impressive, okay? People know me as a Conan fan. I think it's been told to some people that I'm also a Spider-Man fan. Hey. But a lot of people don't know how big of a Spawn fan I am. And I'm telling you, when it came out in the 90s, I couldn't get enough of it. Just such good writing, good art, and it was something different than all the other comic book publishers. But
that's what drew me into the character, was the anti-hero and the darkness to it. So I was a huge horror guy growing up.
And there's definitely a lot of horror aspect to it. Now, Al Simmons is the main character, and I'm gonna have to figure out where to show this. Not yours looks sharp, man.
Mine's out of the bag because I was going to show mine is the inking variant, the error. This should all be black instead. It's all splotched. So that's one thing you always want to check in the issue number 1.
I haven't opened this book before that printer error was known about.
See, I always change my bags and boards out when I get my books too. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it makes it a little bit more rare.
Wait, this is the same? This is a printer variant?
Yep, that left side, it should all be blacked in instead of white like that.
Oh, wait, this side?
Yeah, see how the mask is black splotched?
Oh,
it was errored, and so it should all be black or whatever. It shouldn't be splotched. The one side should be black, the one side should be white. That's the printer or the inking error.
Son of a gun, there is a...
Just like I forget which issue.
Break right on the spine. Son of a gun.
I forget which issue of the Spider-Man it is. I think it's the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man where one of the lizard in it is like 3 different colors. It's like brown, green, or red or something, and each different color of the lizard makes it more valuable.
See, that's like the fun part of collecting. When you find something that's already in your collection,
yes,
you didn't even know.
Yes,
was a rare variant. It's like finding a Whitman variant. In a book
that's how I collect. I don't really buy for spec or anything, but it's nice. Maybe something I buy that I'm currently reading, because everything I buy I read. So it's nice that maybe a year or two down the line, this random character that is in a book I enjoy pops off. So,
yep. Now, I have a feeling you're going to know this. If you don't, I got the news. But this is kind of a controversial yes.
Are we just going stack for stack? Are our stacks identical right now?
They may be.
It'll probably change after this book.
I think it will, because this is what we're showing off today.
I have this. Okay. My entire short box is next to me, and all my toys are laid out in front of me. That's what she said.
I don't have any of the toys, so that's true. She Spawned 1992, a few years ago. I won a giveaway. And I have Mandarin Spawn up there.
Nice.
You can kind of see it above my right shoulder, your left. But not the figure, but you can see how figures. But this is kind of a controversial issue. This was written by Neil Gaiman. And Doug Bratton is a big Neil Gaiman fan. But do you know any of the story about how this went to court and stuff?
I heard bits and pieces about it because they were trying to hold the rights for the character because Marvel acquired her, correct?
Well, Neil Gaiman originally was getting royalties from Image and Todd McFarlane every time Angela was used in a story.
Yep.
Well, eventually, Todd McFarlane sent Neil Gaiman a letter saying, "Hey, you know what? This was a work for hire. Image owns the rights to Angela," and Neil Gaiman took it to court. And Marvel, they formed I don't want to call it an LLC, but they formed a organization in order to fund the court case. And 2002, they came back and Neil Gaiman kind of got it. Well, Marvel, because they paired with Neil Gaiman, that's why Marvel kind of has a little bit of, the rights to her now.
Right.
So you'll never see her in Spawn comic book ever again unless they do.
Yes. That's why you now have the She-Spawn current character with the Scorched and everything like that. So
bingo. And that's kind of a shame because I thought it was a solid character. Really.
Yeah, I loved Angela. I loved her backstory and everything. Where it was kind of like a Wonder Woman almost vibe, kind of, Amazon type character for the Spawn universe. And she had all her sisters and everything. Like I said, the Amazon vibe. But that's also the first medieval Spawn in that comic as well.
Yes, that's something. And we'll talk about medieval Spawn. But then there was a Spawn 3D. And I think I have Spawn. Here's the problem. Is I do have all my comic books in there, but they're in alphabetical order. But sometimes they're not the name the book is. It isn't. Okay. For example, the first Miles Morales was Marvel Ultimates Marvel or Miles Morales or something like that. So I have to spend time looking at it, and I do.
I keep all my runs by my short boxes by character, like all my Spider-Man and Venom and Carnage are all in one box by run. All my Spawns have their own thing. All my Image with my Walking Dead Deluxe and everything's are in their own short box.
Nice. I have all my comics listed here.
Oh, I do not have anything like that.
So this I do an online database,
right?
And about once a year I print it off, and then I just put it in.
Do you use the CLZ app or something?
Actually, it's my comic stash.
I've heard of that as well.
It's a free one. It's kind of like CLZ. CLZ has some more bells and whistles, but it's free. So I'm not paying.
You can't beat that.
No, you can't. So I see some other people in here. Okay, Doug had a nice comment, but I think I just lost it. Here it is. When creators leave Marvel to own their characters and then don't want to ungodly other creators' ownership. Ungood. I have no idea what you're talking about, Doug.
I think he means when creators leave one company and then don't want to have ownership to the character that they originally created. So
yes. And that's kind of what they did. Tom McFarlane wanted to go form his own company, and he did, with some other creators.
Yep.
And then he wanted to start owning some people's work. So it is kind of hypocritical of it.
Right. But at the end of the day, it's a business. So, Todd McFarlane is one of the smartest businessmen in the comic and toy market. So,
the guy's done well. Melodope, how you doing?
Hey.
And the godfather of the comic book community.
Spreadsheets.
I know, right? Yes, I do spreadsheets. So the next thing, I don't have the Spawn 3D and the Spawn Bible. Guys, I was going to start popping these out. Spawn Bible's back here in the long boxes too, okay? Yeah.
One of the Spawns we missed that is on my bucket list. One of my Grail books is, of course, the Malibu Spawn variant.
Yes. Okay, that is the first appearance of Spawn. You don't have that one yet?
I don't have the Malibu. Like I said, I've only been rebuying I had all those comics as a kid, but once I hit the teenager and all that, I sold off everything. So I've literally just been buying everything the past 2 or 3 years, and everything I buy, 90 to 95% of it is all found in the wild. I don't go online for anything, which I'm at the point in my Spawn runs where I'm at the 120s, 150s, where I have to go online because every issue is $20 to $50. So.
Online, they're just way too expensive online.
Well, it's just the low print runs, and I'm getting into all the sick homage Spawn covers that I don't have any of. So
I lucked out. Those Spawn, I'm going to be honest with you, buddy. Spawn has always been on my pull list. I have every single Spawn in
I
the
wish.
main
I
run
wish.
except one. I used to have a pull list with an LCS, and the guy closed shop one month.
Mm-hmm.
And
you missed that issue.
yes, he didn't give any
Man.
warning, nothing. He just shut shop. And so, like, I have to look and see what it is, but there is an issue. And I could pick it up on eBay any single day I want, but it's one of those things I want to find it in the wild because
Right. It's that feeling of finding. I always love that feeling. I mean, it brings me back to my childhood of, going to a thrift store or going to the comic shop and finding a book. So,
yeah. And I don't have.
that's what we were just. That's what we.
Is
Yeah,
that
we
the
were,
3D that I was talking about?
Yep. That's the 3D you were just talking about.
I think I do have it, but maybe I don't. Maybe I'm thinking of a different 3D book, and that's why I couldn't find it. Oh, Melodope. He has the copy of the #1 newsstand. Whew. That newsstand's a hard one to find.
I don't think mine's. Yeah, mine's not a newsstand.
Yeah, I checked mine.
I have
the printer variant or
I have a whole list of, like, on my Samsung Notes. I have all of my issues of Spawn down. That way, when I'm out, I know what I need, and I have a separate, like, little folder where I have every issue that's like my bucket list, like big daddy books that I need to keep an eye out for.
Hey, got our good buddy Chop and Drop 2013 in the chat now.
Hey.
So, next book, Spawn Bible don't have, but then Todd McFarlane just did series.
I went with this one.
Ooh, which one is that? Is that 7?
That's Spawn #7, which is the first and only cover he did not write his name on.
Make you big.
Hang on, let me find where it's not glary. With my
I know I have
screen.
that same problem too.
Yeah, I just love this cover because of the tones in it and everything. But it's the first one he didn't sign his name on it, the first and only one.
Okay. Oh, do you have any other books in the early Spawn run?
Because all the other ones, like he has, this is a tease for my next one. The McFarlane little logo on it.
Okay.
Yeah, these are just some of my quick favorite covers. Not my I got my best ones set off to the side. I'm just showing my stack right here is just kind of my favorite covers in my collection.
See, I don't think I ever noticed the different signage.
Okay?
Yep. There's that signage there, and this is that Angela cover.
Yep, on the custom, like if you get a custom Spawn label on the CGC, that's what he uses as the custom, is like that box style.
Ooh, I might have something like that to show off today.
They're dope. But yeah, #7's the only one he didn't do that on.
I know. See, this is why you're on here, buddy, because I'm learning stuff, okay?
But I got you.
Anyhow, this is Blood and Salvation. This is one of the old, it's a little too close. This
you
is
want to bring old, split us back up.
What's that?
Split us back up. That way we can see it better. I'm still blown up.
Yeah,
yes,
my bad.
No, you're good.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Cool. Let's try. Actually, we'll do this.
That's like the thick little like mini trade, isn't it?
Exactly. Like Marvel used to put out Marvel graphic novels.
Yes.
And they were square bound and they were thick.
Nice paper quality. Yeah, they're thick boys.
Yeah. And that's what this is. This is a square bound book. Yeah. Pretty cool. There's actually quite a few in here.
I'm glad that they did those in the early days instead of because there was a lot of the miniseries like we'll talk about. But if they took those books instead of making them all in one and separated those into like one 3 or 4 issue books, that would have drugged things out and separated things way too much.
And they were just pumping them.
Pumping.
And the next one is Spawn. Blood and Shadows.
I went with down the line with and I got a deal on it, and I'm not a slab snob. I got it for $25. This is just the number 8, that classic Spider-Man homage cover.
I was going to say the Spider-Man #1 homage. I love that book, actually. That's one of my favorite covers. And Todd McFarlane, it's kind of funny. During his CGC signing, he would not sign any books that were homages to any of his books.
Correct.
Dude, he has done so many of them himself. So.
That one has a sick poster pull out too in it.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Might have to pull mine out. See, I read my books digitally, and I remember reading Spawn. I've read Spawn like up to 160. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably quit that, and I was in college, and I'm thinking 2003 is when
Mm-hmm.
I quit reading. I have not read one Spawn comic book ever since.
So I'm the total opposite. I read up to like 150, and then like 100, like 150, I went back and read a little bit. But from like 150 to like 250, like 275, I haven't read anything. And then I have every issue from like 275 to current, and I'm current on everything. So
See, I'm envious. But that's kind of my reading style. I
hmm
will literally get like a decade worth of comic books, store them up, and then boom, I'll just and within like a 2-3 week period, I'll catch
Yep.
myself up. And one of these days I will catch up with Spawn, but I have a feeling I'm going to start back at issue number 1
It's a
because
beauty of
I
omnibuses.
read.
Those compendiums, the Spawn compendiums that have been coming out. I highly
Yeah.
recommend those for going back.
Oh yeah, because it's just reading a book. Okay.
Right.
Now this is a little fun thing that they did. The Spawn fan editions.
Oh
And
yes.
again, let me switch this up. These came out in 1996. This is issue number 1. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty cool cover.
Yeah, they had a
But
few of those. Mm-hmm.
yeah, there. I think 3 or 4. I have
That's
them here.
why those were so in the back of every Spawn book, he still to this day features fan like covers that they do on like blank sketches and stuff. And
Yeah,
those were the first ones that they took from the back of the pages and they actually turned them into actual covers for the comic.
and I just think that is so cool. That
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He just respected his
That fan
fans that much
service.
to make entire comic book out of them.
I had this one was number 21, or I'm sorry, 24. So I'm a sucker for I don't man, my screen is really glary with
I'm having the same problem though.
where's that? Right here. Here she
Ooh,
goes.
that's sharp.
So I'm a sucker for like circles, like circle patterns in a cover, like
Yeah.
spirals or anything like that. And I love how this one's super simple. It's got the chains and everything circling around them, and then it's hard to see, but the background is like a light blue, like sky. So I love that.
Now that's an absolutely awesome. I'm telling you, one of the things that caught me about Spawn is it's one of those things. 1992, I was not collecting comic books, but
Hmm
I remember a friend of mine in high school. He had one, and he was carrying around during the day, and he was reading it. And the art is what caught me. And I never ended up reading that until 10 years later. But it was just every
It's
time.
crazy to see how the art evolved and how it went from the original to like when Capullo took over and it was popping, and
Yes.
then it was up and down. That's what introduced me. That's why I started collecting comics with Spawn. Everybody was reading like Iron Man, Spider-Man, the Hulk, stuff like that, and I was kind of a horror kid. I loved horror, and we'll get to it's in a couple issues. The first comic I ever bought, it's still my child. I still have it as a child. But just like you said, reading the interior artwork, looking at it, I was like, man, this is a horror book. He's like Spider-Man. He still is a hero, but he's an anti-hero. This is what I want to read.
And it's just so cool to see that art. But I wanted to shout out Anachronic Comics. He released a video today about the old Fleischer Superman. Such a fun video to watch. He showed one of the original cartoons on it, and Lois Lane, and she was a different type of Lois.
Dude, I've been a lot of those old Superman cartoons. They went free domain lately, so I've been seeing people pop them out, which is like a lot of those old time animations I've never seen. So I always enjoy seeing them.
Well, now that they're like open domain, that is just absolutely so cool to see them and not have to pay.
Facts.
Now, 1997, they came out with a movie that I'm not saying the movie was bad.
Oh, you have a movie cover one?
The greatest.
My movie cover. My movie cover one's buried somewhere.
You have one too?
Yeah, it's buried somewhere. It's like my movie cover one is the poster from the movie, like the actual poster from the movie.
Ooh, I have 2 of them. This one is Spawn the movie, and it's a scene, from the movie. But then there is this one. Is this what you're talking about?
I think no. Well, it's like panels. It's like 4 panels. but it
Oh,
might be that one. I don't know. It's buried somewhere. I'm
this is
looking.
called. This was a hard one to find, actually. I ordered it from Mile High Comics. Spawn the
I
movie premiere.
I dug the movie, and we also skipped. I dug the HBO cartoon as well. I just recently rewatched that a few months ago.
I've never seen the cartoon.
It's on HBO Max if you got
I
it.
know it's like the one streaming service I
The
don't.
worst part about it is before every episode, Todd McFarlane comes out like young Todd, and he doesn't even like talk about Spawn. He like talks about like it's supposed to be like an inspirational quote referencing the Spawn universe, and it's so cheesy and corny every time.
Oh, jeez.
The one I had was the first appearance of the Freak, but the reason I like this one is because, like the previous one, I'm a sucker for reflections and like helmets or weapons or anything, and you
Yes.
got a Spawn in the reflection of the Freak right there.
You know, this has nothing to do with Spawn, but everyone knows I've been hyping Doug Bratton's installation.
I got a copy right in my short box. Shout out to Trev the shipping guru. He sent me mine.
Nice, but you know what? I like this because in the knife, it has a reflection. Hold that book back up again.
I'm making a little pile over here.
Oh, no, God. That was just randomly right next. Such a dope book, and that cover is pretty awesome. Honestly,
right.
The character looks pretty insane. Okay,
he's in his current comics. He's a complete skeleton. He's like no flesh, no nothing. So he just came back recently in the Scourge.
Okay, see, that's the series it's on my pull list. I haven't read it yet.
Fire. So like that's the best thing about Spawn right now is like there's King Spawn, Scorch, Gunslinger. We just have
son of a gun. I didn't pull that one out, but
King Spawn's nasty. We got the Scorch. We got regular Spawn. We just had a little 2-shot. It was unwanted violence. But what's nice is they're all completely intertwined. So,
well, like 2 years ago, McFarlane talked about the Spawn universe, the expanded Spawn universe. Well, this book's been out there for over 30 years.
Right,
Characters.
There's plenty of groundwork.
Connected.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
But even Marvel, back in the day, they kind of did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whenever they started out Fantastic Four, and then they started breaking off of all these stories, and they just kept interconnecting them. It makes for a more rich, entertaining story whenever you do that.
Facts.
So now here's something else. I got to see what you have here.
I don't. That's my next pickup. My dude has the clown one, that one, and the actual Spawn one.
Violator here.
Yep, the toy comic covers. Like I said, I had a Spawn plug for. Yep, those 3 are on hold for me for when I go to the flea market next.
Okay.
Yep, like I talked to him on Instagram and stuff. He's my Spawn guy. He collects everything through the winter, and I told him I told him I wanted as many as he could find. He found like 3 or 4 for me, so either next weekend or the weekend after I'll have some.
What these are, for everyone watching, these are the Spawn toy comics that went along with the toys. And I saw you show me one of the figures, the statues. You want to show some of those?
Yeah, for sure, man. So here we have Angela. And like I said, I keep all the stuff. The box is a little beat up, but I keep all the classic figs and all of them in box and stuff like that. And basically, you got all those on the back. I got all my figures out right here, so we'll just go through them. We'll show them off. We got Sam and Twitch, one of my favorite characters. We have. See, this is where you get crazy with the Spawn figures. So this is Vandalizer. He is basically just like Violator. He's from hell. But if you look on the back, how many of these old school figures there are?
And that's just in that run of figures. Because every year he comes out with new figures.
And then if in the background, I'll turn my camera. I have the box up there. It's the Spawn. Okay. This is the action cycle. And like and I don't even know what that's from. I don't even remember that in the comics.
I've never seen that, but I haven't read for a lot of years.
And this is my favorite Spawn character in the universe, Gunslinger. This is from the new line. And nice. And then of course you got Violator.
You know, the Violator
Big Daddy.
Such an awesome awesome character.
Oh yeah, the clown is perfect. I love his dynamic, and I love how vulgar he is and everything. And the comic I had for that spot was the first Psychor.
Nice. John Leguizamo played the clown in the movie.
Oh yeah, killed it.
Killed it. Like whenever I did not hate the movie. I actually found it enjoyable.
It was decent. It was just a cheesy '90s movie.
It really was. But there's parts of it that were really, really good.
His suit, him like suiting up and like the suit wrapping around him and stuff. The visuals on that were so sick.
Yes, and we talked about the clown. The clown was so fun.
Oh yeah,
he was a psychopath.
Yep, brought that crazy dynamic and everything to him. So
yes, so I do actually. What I'm doing is I have a list right here. I went online. I got my iPad, and I'm just looking at all the spin-off series.
Oh, nice. See, I have
all these. So
okay, so if we're going spin-off series, I have my few spin-off series right here. I have like this one, The Impaler, #1.
Whew.
Let me see. My screen does not like me today.
Yes, sir. Here. We are showing 1 for 1.
Nice. Hey. There we go.
Oh, this is issue #2. Hold on. Here's issue #1.
Hey, such a sick cover, dude. He's so sick. So sick. And then I have Violator versus Badrock #1.
I don't have that book. I've never even heard of that.
Do you Badrock was like a man, dude. Hang on. How do we I've never had this much issue. There we go. Badrock was a super cheesy 90s character from Image. And then I have
hey, Derrz, it looks like we did some good. Richard V, dang it. I'm going to have to collect Spawn. I got most of 125. Might fill it in to begin with.
Let's go, man.
You can't go wrong with it, Richard.
I'm missing issue 4, but this is Spawn and Wildcats. Nice. So issue 1, issue 2, and then we have issue 3.
Well, son of a gun. I have it back in the drawers, but
those are my spin-off books, so we can get those out of the way.
Well, there's a bunch.
Well, those are the only ones I have. Oh, if we're going there, I have. So
do you have the new one.
Yeah, I have. Where's she at? So I have. Where'd it go? I have like 5 different covers of the new one, but this is my favorite. I also have. If you're showing that off.
This is the Spawn Batman, written by Frank Miller.
I have the hardcover, glow in the dark edition.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. The glow in the dark. But I read this, and I'm a Batman fan. I don't collect Batman. That's a rabbit hole I just don't want to go down. It goes back into 1938 or whatever, 39.
Right.
But anyhow, I'm a Frank Miller fan. I'm a Todd McFarlane art fan, Spawn fan. This was a boring read.
A little bit. The second story was a lot better than the first one.
The one that just came out like 2 months ago.
No, well, this had two different stories in it by the 2 artists. The first one was the Frank Miller. I liked the second story in this one, is what I'm saying.
All right,
compared to the first one.
Yeah, I was just bored. I remember I was disappointed completely. Let's flip you around.
So this is the new one, and there's like 20 different covers of this, but this is my favorite one because it's the Batman Spawn Unplugged. I'll pull it out real quick, and it's all black and white with no dialogue. There's absolutely no dialogue, so it's just the penciling and the inking and everything. And
I collected it, but I didn't read it yet.
So the new one was fantastic.
Good.
But what kills it for everybody is there needs to be more. It needed to be how it ended and everything. It needs it to be like an ongoing series. How it's just a one shot makes it kind of stupid and pointless.
That's not. I do. That's on my to-do list. To my read list. If comic books,
if it was an ongoing, dude, it would break all the records. Like Todd was saying. It did like because like the clown Violator gets in with like the Joker. They team up towards the end and stuff, and like the setup for what it could be was amazing. But it's just a one shot, so who really cares at the end of the day?
You know, when we're done, that book. I know what short box it in. I have a box of things that I'm gonna put away and catalog. I'm pulling that book out and reading it tonight.
And
you're
then
and you're talking about how good it is.
Well, like I said, it's good, but going with the expectations that at the end you're going to be like, "Wow, it's a one shot." That's kind of sucks. But
more.
with that is when they were doing all these crossover covers. So like this is the Batman Spawn with Catwoman, and then you have there was hundreds of these, so I didn't grab them all, but you have this one with Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy, yeah.
And then you have The Walking Dead Deluxe with Michonne.
I haven't seen that one yet.
And then this is going to be a big plug for this book for me. You have the Vanish cover with Spawn. And I will say, hands down, that Vanish by far is my favorite book I'm currently reading. And it's one of those books that when I started reading it, I was like, this is why I love comic books. It gives me that nostalgia Spawn vibe. As you see, like the main character, like his eyes do the green glowing thing. It's by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. It's fire.
I've been hearing about that. That's Image, right?
Yeah, it's fire, bro.
I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about Vanish, and I like how you put that. That's why you collect comic books. Because great stories, great art.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't enjoy the stories,
right.
Anyone's allowed to collect for whatever reason they want to. Don't get me wrong, but I wonder why people collect if they don't like the stories.
Right.
And
artwork, whatever you collect for, I respect. If you collect nothing but slabs and never have looked inside a comic book, awesome. I love you just the same.
I'm the same, but Izzy Verse, okay, he has a lot of good Spawn books.
He
I don't
just
think I've shouted you out, Izzy, yet.
He just did a Spawn sketch for me that he's going to be sending, and I can kind of use that segue to show this off. And this is something Philtastic Comics and Art did. He did a couple of them for the community, and this he did me as it's sitting right here. And this is Spawn 39. This is still my childhood, like one of the only books I have is my childhood. That book is the book I picked up off the rack that made me start collecting and reading Spawn.
That is dope. And Philtastic, what incredible AOKs he did.
Yes.
In fact, you know what? I'd show my Philtastic. I haven't posted on Instagram yet. I've been busy, but it's downstairs. And he sent me one. It was a spectacular Spider-Man, or not
That's
spectacular.
Awesome.
What was it again? Sensational Spider-Man 32. It was a Clayton Crane cover. The guy those AOKs, he hit it out of the park.
Killed it.
Phil's a really good dude.
Amazing.
I met him at Doug Bratton's house a couple years ago, and just an awesome person in the community.
And last art piece I have, I just got to open this today. I'm not sure who did this. Marcus Circumstances sent this to me as an AOK with a couple other things, and he got this out of a Comic Tom mystery box. It's numbered 391 out of 1500. But I'm a big hip hop fan, so it's got a like Notorious B.I.G. vibes for me, and I love it.
That's a sweet, sick.
Look, you speak his name, and he shows up in chat. You see that? Look, he's probably lurking. You speak his name and he appears.
Nice. But Alex is a great dude. Sindane, the shipwreck pirate.
Hey.
But so there were some other series that they did. They did a Blood Feud series.
Yep.
Let me switch me large. Boom.
This is where they started to stretch things a little bit.
I have to admit, I've read all these series.
They're all good. They're all decent. I'll say that. But some were kind of felt like they just didn't even need to be there. Like it just took away from the story a little bit. But they were all decent. I will give that. Yeah.
And like you said, they were all decent, but they weren't as high level as the main Spawn title. There was a Godslayer Spawn that came out.
Yep.
I think
that was one of the ones that I felt was not needed.
This was another one that is in that.
The thick boy.
Yeah, where are we at? There you go.
I always
Barbell.
you can always tell that on the thick ones like that with the trade that those were the ones that they didn't think we were going to do as well. That's why they packaged them like that. So I can appreciate it. Get it out. Yep. Get it out and get it done.
Now, you were talking about, you were saying Medieval Spawn was first appearance in issue number 9. But here's Spawn the Dark Ages.
Dark Ages, that's the one I'm looking out for this year as well. I really want to collect that run.
This wasn't a long run. Was it 9 or 13 issues? It wasn't.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's just the artwork and it's awesome. I'm a big fantasy and medieval type guy, so I love Medieval Spawn and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Medieval Spawn. It's a cool story.
Yes. More the Impaler.
Yeah. Somehow I told you too. But
same thing. So sick artwork and crazy story.
Yes. What else? Oh, here's another spinoff. Spawn the Undead.
Spawn the Undead.
And I just don't have the Salmon Twitch. And
I had the same. I had the full run of Salmon Twitch, and that's one of I sold. But that's probably hands down one of my favorite spinoffs, just because it wasn't so much of the monster vibe and everything. It was really that gritty, down to earth, detective vibe that I really liked with that series.
And absolutely. So, we talked before the show. I had a full run of Salmon Twitch, and I lent it to one of my buddies when I was in college. I haven't seen ever since college. Yeah, I've never got my Salmon Twitch back. So
right.
My full run, and I don't know what I paid for, but it was probably cover price, if that. And it's gone. So just want to highlight some people in the chat again.
Oh, you're fine. I'm organized. I got books everywhere and toys everywhere at this moment. So I'm just organizing everything and getting my next. I got some of my newsstands I was going to show off next.
I still have a handful here.
No,
you're
I have
good. A few slabs. Okay.
No, I still got a thick handful too. My next few, I got 4 newsstands I was going to show off.
Oh, the newsstands are fire, but Richard Veith is right here. Steve White, Melodope, and Circumstances. Haven't shouted you out, but I guess Marcus is going to be creeping.
He always be creeping, man.
Oh, he's everywhere. Like it seems I show up into a live, just in the chat, and bam, there's Marcus. Or if he's not on the panel, he's in the chat. So.
Yep, you got to lurk for those watch hours for sure, man.
And Trev, the shipping guru, he's another super good dude. Here it is. Of
course.
I always got to pull this out.
Hey.
One of these days, I need to get stickers, okay? Because I never made stickers.
Trev actually sent me this book, Spawn Endgame, Part 7, Spawn 191.
Oh, hold up. Let me show. I'm trying hard to see.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Spawn Endgame. 191.
Okay.
Trev sent me that as an A-okay.
Yeah, honestly, one of the best dudes out there.
Oh, for sure, man.
His YouTube channel is blowing up. Every time I look to see how many subs he has, I feel like he just gained 50 or 60 a week.
It's those pack ripping shorts he's been doing with Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, man. Been popping off for him.
Which is, just awesome that he's doing that. Oh, Los. Speaking of Los is going to be on here next week on this channel. And I can't wait. Such a good dude. He's from Massachusetts. Has a great comic book collection. Sorry, I just told people where you're from. But no, Los is just such a good dude. I'll be very happy talking with him.
I forgot because I've been covering it up. Like my Spawn 9.4 is right here. But I don't want to move it. But this is Spawn and Macho Man Randy Savage combined. That Geek Out with Roscoe did for me on Between the Lines.
I am going to make you as big as I can.
I mean, I don't want to move it because it's all, I can move it.
I guess that is as big as I can make you.
I'll bring him up here.
Can I take me off? Wait, nope. Let's do this. There it goes.
It's Spawn and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Who did
crossover. Geek Out with Roscoe on Between the Lines when I was on his show. My theme was a Spawn character combined with like a wrestler.
You can't. That's pretty cool. Show that again.
I got you.
I know, dude. I got to see it, but like Macho Man's pretty cool. I met Macho Man a few times
Yeah,
in my
you see,
life.
he's got the Spawn mask underneath, and he's got the cape and everything, and he's got the Geek Out with Roscoe at the bottom. So yeah, I have room. I have the space over here, like that Marcus print, and this, and like I got a Mando print and the Phil thing. Anything art, I'm gonna have hanging over here. So
I have a file where I put all the art that I get.
see, I have to display it, man. I'm big. So coming from a '90s kid, I come from a background of toys. So like for me, I have to display everything.
I think I'd run.
That's the one problem with comics for me is like I they stay in boxes, but that's one thing I love about making shorts on YouTube is I'm always digging through my boxes and pulling out comics I haven't seen in a while and flipping through the artwork and checking them out.
So you do shorts
All the time, man.
I need to get into doing shorts. I
So
one short.
So I will give my explanation to shorts. I know a lot of some older people and some people that have been around, they don't like shorts, but I can understand why because of TikTok and stuff like that. But I explain it as shorts are a great way to show off things you love and want to show off, but don't have the time to do it. Like right now, me and you could look around, sitting around us, and find like this comic right here. I can just film it, flip through the artwork, show it off. It takes me 2 minutes and I post it, and it brings other people to my channel. And at the end of the day, I'll gain 100 subs in a week from shorts, and then 1 or 2 of those subscribers will actually hang out in my live. They'll watch my normal channel, and then they'll go and sub to other people. So it's a big win for me.
Oh heck yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Like that's an easy. I find myself just going through the shorts,
Some days I don't have time to, because like filming a video and editing, it does take time. And for me, I'm not really on a set schedule with my uploads. I just kind of upload what's convenient with me. I really preach like mental health and positivity and always doing what's best for you. And at the end of the day, I do have an obligation with people that subscribe to me. So I always want to pump out content, and shorts is a good way to have daily content to kind of keep their attention span in between the regular videos.
And Tina says it right here. Shorts are great because I can't catch longer vids.
That too.
When you become, a quote YouTuber, or I don't think of myself as a YouTuber. I put out videos. But
just a hobby. Okay? Right.
And then you start to meet other YouTubers.
That's why I do it.
The truth is you can't watch every single video from everyone you know. You just can't. There's not enough time in a day.
I put everything in my watch later playlist. So I don't miss an upload. It might be, you might have an upload from 3 months ago that I'm just now watching, but I got to it. That's how I do.
See, you're better than I am. And I used to try to do it, but then there was a moment where I realized I'm watching YouTube like 5-6 hours a day. I've never watched 5 or 6 hours of television ever in my life. And I'm like, all right, I just can't watch everyone's videos. But
I really like supporting people that support me. I enjoy everybody's content. Like Steve White just said, shorts are okay. But yeah, I agree. If you're on a laptop or a TV, you can't watch shorts because the format messes it up.
See, I have a Samsung, and I just hit the down arrow on the shorts. Works
really?
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on like laptops because it has to be in a certain format. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
But you want to check out? You want to see these newsstands?
I do, but I gotta mention Jackson Roykirk's comment. As long as Matt keeps shorts to himself, we only want to see comments.
Facts. So
thanks, Roykirk.
these next 4 books, I have a few more newsstands, but these are the first ones I ever found. And like I said, I pride myself on hunting. So the Spawn newsstands, the earlier newsstands, are a little bit more rare and more expensive, but I'm never going to sell anything. But this is Spawn number 49 with the newsstand on there. These guys' face all split up like that. I got that for $4. I got all these comics I'm about to show I got for under $5. Newsstand 45.
Spawn was cheap for so long.
You're fine. Yeah, my last one is like my Big Daddy Spawn book in my collection. So we got 57. And then this one is a true testament of me finding books in the wild. I have it. It might be a little glary because I have it in a hard case. But this is Spawn number 70, newsstand. 2 weeks ago, I had an offer on Instagram for $275 for this book.
Good gosh.
I said no because it's probably top 10 favorite covers of all time. I love the black, and one of my goals is I want to have McFarlane. It's perfect for a signature.
Oh, that is.
Mm-hmm. So that's my Big Daddy book. One of them sold a slab. It sold in like a couple of years ago. It's the only one I can find. I think it sold for like $700 or $800. So.
But Trev, amazing cover. So, do you have any other newsstands you're showing?
I don't. Those are the only ones that I'm worth showing. All of my other newsstands are not my favorite covers. My next book goes into when they did all the president covers. Yes. I have the Obama wins.
That's a sweet one. But we were talking. Did you show Wildcats?
Yes, I did. I have issue 1, 2, and 3. I don't have 4.
Yep. Here's this. Jim Lee crossover.
Yep.
Spawn Simony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never read that one, but I remember that one.
Yeah. What else? Spawn Resurrection.
Yep.
Came out not too long ago. And then this, I love Witchblade. And
nice.
This medieval Spawn Witchblade crossover. I think it went for 4 issues, maybe 5.
We also skipped the Wizard. I do need the Wizard Spawn cover as well. Wizard of the Coast magazine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That came out 92, 93, somewhere in there.
92, and yep, it was the first or second year Spawn came out.
Here was a cool series, Hellspawn.
Hellspawn was fun.
Yeah,
I do agree.
That was a good, solid one. Curse of Spawn.
Fire interior, super horror vibes with those. See, a lot of those I went back a couple years ago when I first started getting into collecting, and I read all the trades for them because I forgot all the stories.
And this ran for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find some interiors, black and white.
Mm-hmm. I love the penciling and all that, but it was super, super horror vibes in that run.
There really is. I mean, that character I just showed, I was just
looked like Billy Kincaid.
I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just absolute cool stuff.
Yep.
Back has some rock figures. I think there's an Angus Young.
All the McFarlane lines he's promoting back in the day.
Yeah, there's so many of them. And here's a fun book that came out a few years ago. Well, maybe 10. To me, 10's a few years ago, but Spawn kills everyone.
So he's chibi Spawn the whole time, and I need to. I just ordered that trade off of Amazon tonight because we were doing the show, and I was looking through Spawn miniseries just to refresh my head. I was like, oh yeah, he did a Spawn kills everyone where he's like a chibi and he kills everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, he's goes inside of them and busts out of them and stuff. It's wild.
Yep. Nick says Spawn is his other jam.
Let's go.
Then I just have a random Spawn Dark Ages number 18. I'm not really sure why I have this here.
Another cool book with all the medieval tones to it.
Now, Spawn Gunslinger.
That's my dude.
Spawn Gunslinger is so cool. I'll be honest with you. I told you, I have a full run of Spawn minus 1 book. But I'm looking through the price guides. I love that one. Love that cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the price guides, and Spawn's a relatively cheap book, except for issues 174 and 175 are
my two. Like I said, that's one of the books I'm looking to buy this year.
It's a nice one. But I didn't know why, because remember I told you I quit reading about issue 160. Well, I missed the whole Gunslinger stuff, and I had no clue.
Yes, Spawn's universe.
She Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So, I do love having slab comic books, but I'm a reader. But I still like having slabs. So we were talking about Gunslinger Spawn. This one I had in the collection. The collection, and this is what I said. I was like, "Why is this book so valuable?"
My hands are literally sweating so bad just watching you hold that book.
Buddy, I had this in the collection. This came out what 2008. I sent it in. I think 2000. I had it for 13 years. In a long box. Never read it.
Absolute fire.
Oh, let's see. I got some other ones here.
So, fun fact, I'll say, the reason Gunslinger is my favorite character, basically, he's my favorite character out of any comic book, is he's the weakest Spawn out of any Spawn. He's hands down the weakest. But
he's Al Simmons' grandfather, is that correct?
Right. Well, no, he's Jorge, or I can't even think of a goddamn name off the top of my head. Jorge. Javier. But his power, what he does is he uses his own, like every time he makes a bullet, he cuts himself and douses the bullet in his necro blood. That's how he shoots demons. But every time he does that, he loses weaker. So that's kind of, he's always looking out for people. He's always trying to save people. He can communicate with animals and stuff like that. And I've always resonated a lot with Gunslinger because, like I said, he's always kind of sacrificing a part of himself to kind of help others. So
cool storyline. I like the new Spawn is pretty cool.
I almost spit my drink out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I said I almost just spit my drink out when you pulled that out. I wasn't ready for it.
Well, again,
those are the
years
two.
In a collection.
Those are my two.
Really
those are my two.
Are these what you're after right now?
Yeah, like my Big Daddy, like Big Daddy purchase books. Those are what I'm going for.
See, I take a little bit of pride with these because, well, I pressed them myself. Before I sent them down to CGC.
That's amazing. Amazing. Absolute fire.
Now, we were talking about homages, and this.
Yes.
It's just a fun cover, okay?
Dude.
I love the Hulk annual #1 Steranko cover. And so
the homages skyrocket too, bro.
Yes.
They skyrocket as well.
Fantasy 15 homage. And,
they're so good. They're all so good.
Homages.
They're all so good.
Well, that came out whenever Spawn sales were like tanking. There was one. They only sold like 5,000 copies, which blows my mind. I don't even know how he was able to make a profit at that, that run.
Right.
But whenever they started doing the homages, just to gain interest, and well, it kind of worked. Now, this is kind of a controversial cover.
Oh, yes. I'm a big fan of like whites, like the white borders on Spawn covers because they make the greens pop so much. Yes. One of my favorite covers because of that.
Yeah. This thing, I had to press this about a half a dozen different times.
I bet.
It just wasn't coming out right. And what it was the first time I did it, there was a staple mark in it. And I was trying to flatten that staple indent in the top cover. And I truly did not think I was going to get a 9.8. I think I sent it during a good time.
Yes. Congrats, man. Those are fire books. Fire books. I'm not big on slabs, but I do get them. Like I said, I just recently, like 2 weeks ago, bought this 9.4 because I got it for $55. Dude cut me a good deal on eBay, so I was like, sure.
That's one book I've just never bought yet, and I don't know why. I mean, I have it in raw. I have like 2 or 3 copies. I don't know why I've just never bought a Spawn 1 9.8.
I don't have an autographed Spawn either because I was going to send that newsstand I showed, that number 70, when Todd McFarlane had that autograph signing. But right when that happened, about 2 weeks before that happened, I had some transmission issues with my car. So all the money I had saved up for that signing basically went to my car. So
trannies are not. Yes, transmissions are not cheap. So I have one other book that I bought.
I got a few more.
Go ahead.
I got a few more.
I have one more. I'm going to show this last one to end it.
The homage.
Speaking of the homages, yes.
Spawn 300. So I got that one. And then I have to show this one off anytime I can, the Chadwick Boseman tribute
Yeah.
cover. And then
That's issue
this
what,
is
301?
311.
311, that's right.
Mm-hmm. And then this is one of my new favorite characters in the Spawn universe is Haunt. And this is just the Spider-Man homage. I love it how they have Haunt in the corner box right there. And then
Looks like an old comic.
King Spawn, but it's got Billy Kincaid as like in the book he's a child predator, but it's got kids dressed up as Batman, Wonder Woman, and Captain America trick or treating basically.
That just gives you bad vibes.
And then
He's a pretty menacing character.
Right. And then this one, I forget which issue this is, but it's one of the newer King Spawns. It's a Virgin variant, but it's hard to tell, but he's busting out of like an old school Spawn like action figure case. Like he's busting out of it, and I love that. And then we have Scorch number 12. Like I said, I'm a sucker for the white borders, and this is just a fantastic cover. It's in my CGC box.
And you're showing these, and we just keep talking about it. The Spawn art is absolutely incredible.
Awesome. Gunslinger Spawn number 6. This is the homage to, I think, of what Spawn or Venom, is it 3 or 8? I forget which one where Venom, it's the one with King in Black where he's holding Venom hanging down with the mouth. And then
3. It's 3.
3. Yep. I didn't know if it was 3 or 8.
Yeah, the first Knoll.
Yep. Yeah, I'll show that again. He's got the clown at the bottom and his tongue sticking up.
Yep.
And then I recently got this one. This is Gunslinger Spawn number 1. This is a Retro Rocket Comics 1 in 50 pure sketch cover.
That one's pretty dope.
It's still got like the title and the penciler. It's got like the notes on it and stuff.
That's a really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. The detail on that horse is just incredible. Who's the artist? Is that McFarlane or Caputo?
Capullo.
Capullo, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hands down, one of my top favorite artists. Just because I'm an 90s kid.
Tina says that is a sweet cover.
Yes.
So the last book that I'm going to show tonight, I bought this book back in like 2002, 2003. I just started collecting comic books. I've not always been a comic book collector. I was 26, 27, 28 years old before I started. Anyhow, Spawn was one of those things I liked. Remember I told you my friend that I went to high school with was carrying a Spawn around, and I saw a bunch of his comics over the years. And then the Spawn movie was good. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to read Spawn. I found a really cool issue at an LCS. I paid $20 for it. And this guy was one of like the first people that would ship books off to CGC.
Mm-hmm.
Back when CGC first started in 2000, you had to go through an authorized rep to send a book off CGC. Well, this guy, he graded books. He put 9.9 on this book. Okay, and what it is it's a Spawn black and white number 1 from 1996.
Make yourself big for this before you show it.
This is going to be a big one. But anyhow,
make yourself big before you show it. I don't want you to be little when you show it. Because my hands are already sweaty after you said that.
Well, it gets bad. It gets really bad. I took this book, and I'm telling you, I took good care of it. And just to give you an idea how well I take care of my books, this was in a long box.
Right. Monster. Congratulations.
I take care of my books.
Right.
So I have this 9.9 that, the difference between a 9.998.
If you say you pressed this book and got a 10, I'm going to throw up.
No. It's really horrible. I took it to an LCS, not the same guy I bought it off of. And I said, hey, could you send this? And I also had him send a white variant for Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, which at the time was a super hot book. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I had him send those 2 books, and he's sitting there, and he really doesn't pay me much attention. He goes, you want me to send these in? So he takes them and he throws them down on the counter. I'll get to them. And I'm like, I walked away, and I'm like, I turn around. Are you going to put cardboard or anything? Make sure that you package them well? Oh, yeah, I'll take care of that. I walked out of that store and I was sick. I was sick in the stomach.
It makes me sick hearing that.
Well, what happened? He calls me up a month later. He goes, "Hey, those books that we sent down CGC, they got damaged in shipping." And I'm like, "Son of a gun!" And the Ultimate Spider-Man got damaged so bad that CGC just wouldn't. The cover got ripped. Okay,
wow, dude.
And so I actually got a insurance refund for that book.
Nice.
The Spawn 1 black and white, it for the most part made it through. It came back as a 9.4. A huge letdown for me. I'm like, son of a gun. Okay. Anytime you send a book off to CGC,
right,
there's a chance. I'm sending 1,000 miles from Pennsylvania down to Florida.
Right.
Anything can happen. And maybe I didn't store it as well as I thought I had, whatever. But it was a 9.4, and I had it, a blue label, I had it for years. I sent that book back in 2000, late 2000. I sent it down to CGC to be cracked and pressed and regraded. It came back in 9.8. Boy, I'm stoked.
Right.
I was filming a video going forward about a year. I have that book. I'm sitting at the desk I'm at right now, but I was turned the opposite way. I dropped the book. The case was like cracked in half.
That's why I'm glad I have carpet in my comic room, because I have dropped a couple slabs.
I'm the guy who put the hardwood floor down. But anyway, so the case was cracked. And a good friend of mine, he goes, "You know what? Next time Todd McFarlane's down at CGC, send that book back down to get re-slabbed, get it signed, pressed, whatever." So it just came back, I don't know, last month. Yeah, it's still late.
You did it as his most recent signing?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I got the nice Todd McFarlane signature.
Love that. My hands are sweating.
That
mint signature, bro, on the black and white. That's so beautiful. Let's go. It came
back a 9.8. So I love this book. Okay, but the story about this book
is even better than having the actual book.
It's pretty dope. But I just love how Todd McFarlane signed it. He put it in yellow.
I love that.
I love him to use artistic expression. I made the window bag so big that he could sign it wherever he wanted.
Wherever you wanted. And honestly, as long as he's not signing it over the trade dress or like Spawn's face, I'd be cool anywhere.
Yes. So, well,
that's amazing. I love that.
This is definitely one of my favorite books in the collection.
Yes. Agreed.
And I'm not about value, but this book keeps on going up and up. And every time I see it, Steve, 2 hands. Steve.
That's a pricey book, especially signatured like that.
Yeah, but
for sure.
Hey, he wants a Dr. Von Hoot one, and I don't know how long I've had this up here, but
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but where'd you get that? No, yes, but you know what? It's still fire, buddy.
It is absolute fire.
But so that is my Spawn collection, and for most of those series that I showed you, I have a full run of them. I think Curse of Spawn, I saw it went from issue 1 to 4. Then I have the rest of them. But for the most part, I have full runs of all these series because it was a good read. It's fun. A relatively cheap series to collect. Although some of the books I showed seem to be
That's my goal, is to be able to find and own every raw issue of Spawn, basically 1 through current, and then I'll have all the miniseries. And then at that point, I will be satisfied, and then that's when I can start getting in. Because I'm not huge on slabs. I get them when I can, but that's when, for me, I don't really want to buy a McFarlane signature. I want to send one of my books in, have him personally sign it. So,
yes, I'm the same way. I will buy a signed book every now and then. I bought
it's a good price. I'm not going to not buy it,
I bought a Stan Lee. He's not signing any more books. I bought a Stan Lee.
Well, in that situation, of course, yeah. If McFarlane unfortunately would pass away, I would be.
He'll outlive me. I'm not worried.
You probably wouldn't see me for a month because I'll be hiding in my room. But
oh, geez. Well, you know what? We normally do this show for an hour, but you know what, dude? It's been so good talking to you. I didn't even realize what the time was until I just looked. But
10 minutes
we're gonna wrap
past,
this
sir.
up. People got things to do tonight, but do me a favor. Tell people where they can find you on social media.
You can find me on Collecting with Derrz on Instagram and YouTube. My Facebook is just I use kind of my own. I'm not really huge on social media. I'm 33. I'm still I don't have the time, but YouTube for sure. I always have daily content. I always have a Friday Positivity where I talk about mental health and positive vibes going into the weekend. I always have a live every Sunday at 6, where it's just kind of a hangout, get you guys ready for the week, get you guys started off right. And then I always have my comic book calls and everything. And then I will do a quick plug for the CBCA awards are coming up soon. So any information, check them out over on YouTube at Brian LCS or on Instagram at CBCAs. Appreciate you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, buddy. That was a fantastic rundown.
Off the top of my head, man.
That was very scripted, or not scripted, but it looked like it was.
It's the live shows every Sunday, man. I use that for practice because I still stutter. I still say so I'm still getting comfortable being in front of a camera. So
I keep doing the same thing, and I don't think I'm ever gonna stop. So don't worry about it.
It's tough, man.
So I don't know if I've ever noticed any of that. So, you know what? It's been a great having you on here. But
it's been an honor, bro.
Everybody, thanks for watching. You know, we really appreciate your support. Love the chat, and the chat was off the hook.
Yes, sir.
Great people. But guys, everybody, thank you for watching, and you have a great night.